Britain has unveiled a fresh stimulus package aimed at saving jobs and kickstarting the country's economy. It includes $2.5 billion to help young people at risk of long-term unemployment.
And Ollie Barrett joins us now from London with more details. OK, Ollie, first up, why is the government choosing to focus on youth unemployment here?
Well, the government says that young people are 2.5 times more likely to have been working in one of these sectors that has effectively been shut down by the coronavirus lockdown here in the UK, sectors like hospitality. It also wants to avoid what it calls a lost generation of people leaving university or losing their jobs while young and then not getting back into employment for some time. So a raft of measures to try and make sure that youth unemployment stays as low as possible. That £2 billion scheme to try and find thousands of job placements for young people. But we're also seeing other measures when it comes to employment too. A £1,000, around $1,200 bonus being offered to companies that take their employees who are currently furloughed back into work and keep them in work until at least January. We're seeing a temporary sales tax cut on food, accommodation and attractions. We're seeing a temporary cut in the tax that home buyers pay on purchases too. We're seeing eating out vouchers being offered to the UK population for August, which will mean that some meals in restaurants can be 50% of what they would normally cost. So as I say, a raft of measures designed to support the whole economy here, worth, according to the government, in total around $38 billion. Now, the opposition Labour Party saying that despite all of that, and despite the fact that they support some of the measures, they say that the government is putting off many of the big decisions.
Ollie, what about Prime Minister Boris Johnson's, as he put it, his plans to build out of the economic crisis?
Well, that still applies, and the Chancellor Rishi Sunak, in the statement that he gave in the House of Commons, talked about infrastructure being a key part of the government's plans as well, not just to increase productivity in the long run, but to try and again encourage as many people into the workplace, to try and boost jobs as much as possible too. But it's jobs that this statement focused on, and instead of hearing build over and over again, we heard jobs coming from Rishi Sunak. He is very well aware that we are headed into a dangerous period now with the furlough scheme that's had as many as 11 million people effectively having their wages paid by the UK state. Many of those people coming out of that furlough scheme as it is wound down, and he's trying to avoid too many of them ending up in the unemployment numbers. That is a huge challenge ahead for the British government. It knows that this is perhaps the moment of maximum danger for the British economy.
Thanks for the update. Ollie Barrett speaking to us from London.